wanted to show you some of the behind-the-scenes machinations that are going on because we are live. And our staff didn't quite understand that because it was like, no, not everybody's ready, and it's not quite on the set. And I was like, that's okay, just open up the camera. You'll see, as John was leaving, Kay was coming in. Sean was helping Kay with her seating arrangements, so she's up tall and perky. In the meantime, Suz Montgomery walks in. She's chatting with John. So I think that is kind of compelling, even though there is a little controlled mayhem going on. Whatever, that's what happens. So as we say, we're rewriting the rules of local broadcasting. So here we are.
In other words, it's not sanitized, clean, and
yeah. So welcome, Kay Hodges.
Thank you.
Suz Montgomery, who's been a guest on our program. This is like your fourth time now, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, that's right.
Sue's going to be anchoring with us once a week about senior concerns. And I know that's the name of an organization, so I'm going to have to rephrase that somehow. Issues that are particularly unique in the senior community.
No, send us a name. There's better yet. If you got a good name for this show, we would appreciate it.
So, but with that, in that regard, Kay is visiting with us. Kay has created a 501c3 called Letters from Home.
Letters from Home.
And why don't you tell our viewers why you did it and what it is?
Well, I did it because I saw a need. When my mother had to go to a nursing home, she'd lived with my husband and I for 4 years before. She was 94 when she had issues that we could no longer address at home. Therefore, she went to a nursing home, and it was in Huntington Beach, quite a ways away, because she had 5 grandchildren there, and my brother was retired. So it was felt that it'd be better there. But she felt abandoned by me, and I felt horribly guilty, which is a very normal way people feel when they have to put a loved one in that situation. So I started writing her every day. I wrote to her in her nursing home, faxed a letter, 1-page letter, and then a 1-page spiritual piece that she enjoyed. And I became known as the letter lady at my mother's nursing home. And she would share these letters. She'd have the social services director there read the letters to everybody. And we became celebrities there when we would go, the kids, because everyone would know who we were, because I would write to her about our family, keeping her updated with what was going on in our family, her family, making her still feel a part of it. And it was probably about 4 or 5 years after she went to the nursing home that I began thinking about these other people that sat in the halls, looking at their hands, looking at the wall, looking at the clock, waiting. And they were generally waiting for the next meal.
True.
Or death, whichever happened first. So I thought, well, maybe they would enjoy, getting something on an occasion too. And that's when I started Letters from Home. And I changed my name. I don't write under my own name. I write under the name of Lynn Fletcher Howard, LFH, Letters from Home. But I did that because several of the people in my mother's nursing homes were getting the letters, and was decided that, I may be sharing information she may not have wanted me to share at all times. So I figured I have a pseudonym, a name.
So did you individualize the letters, or were they fairly generic so that anybody reading them could apply to them?
They really could apply to anyone. However, this is snail mail. It is not. It doesn't go out any other way except through the post office.
But you mentioned you faxed to your mom. You don't do that?
No, I do not do that to anybody but her.
Well, because in this day and age, I don't know about you, but I can't remember the last time I got a letter in the mail.
I know.
And the whole ceremony of getting it and opening it and taking it and unwrapping it, and that, I mean, you might get a card now and then, but not a letter. So, especially their generation, right?
That generation, this is the way they received,
Sure.
information from each other.
Right.
They don't do it by internet. So, yes, we do use snail mail. All the letters are large point type and easy to read. They're 18-point type, 2 pages, front and back. And they do have the name embedded into the letter itself, so it makes it feel personal. It's a mail merge type of a deal. And over the years, we've written to well over 2,500 people have read the letters.
God.
Not all of them coming directly. In other words, we mail to someone and then they share the letters. This is what we encourage them to do, is to share the letters with other people. And they have. And it's been a springboard for discussion for a lot of them.
I would say we work really well, since I work in the population. Maybe with an activity director, they could actually read it as an activity for a class. Since I teach, I would love to have these for my classes, like
That's
especially my
perfect.
morning class, which is a third rehab, a third Alzheimer's, and a third dementia. And
It's
these
perfect
people,
for
that would be
dementia
perfect.
people. It is, and I do write to some of the activity directors, and they do use it for exactly
Great
what.
tool.
And one of the ones that we do it for is the Oxnard Manor, which is on Gonzales near Ventura Road, and we've written to them for the last 8 years. And I had the opportunity to sit in on one of the sessions where they brought 20 people, rolled them into the activity room, sat them down, and put them
Right,
up to the
position them.
table, and they opened one of the letters and started reading it, and I saw the sparks go off in these people's eyes as they would remember something that they had done, and then they begin talking among themselves. I have to tell you, it was the most humbling moment that I think I have ever experienced, was watching those people read something or listen to something that I had read, and I am not a writer.
Now, how does somebody get involved? How can they either volunteer or help or participate? What do you need from our viewers?
Well, we need recipients. That age group, we lose them. Over the years, we've had many, many, many more people than we do right now, because every week or so we will get information that someone is gone. So we need recipients, and this is a country-wide type of a charity. It's something that a great deal of them are here in California, but we got Hawaii, Florida, you name it, we're in every state. And what we need are people to go out there and say to a nursing home, this service is available, and it's free.
Now, this is a 501c3.
It's a 501c3, and we've been that way for the last 6 or 7 years.
So you subsist basically on donations,
We
correct?
we do.
Okay.
Yes, my children will say to me at Christmas time, Mom, do you want a gift or do you want a donation from Letters from Home? And
Sounds
guess
like
what
my
I always
family.
get?
Yeah.
I get a donation from the kids, yeah.
So to log onto your website, is that where people let you know about destination
Would
addresses?
love to have people do that. And we have a brand new website blog,
Ooh.
and it's lettersfromhomeinc.org, and it's INC.
And then I would like to challenge, however, the county, that we should have every
Oh, yeah.
facility in the county first, so that then we can lead by example and then
Exactly.
get the word out to
And
the state and the
do
country.
you ever meet with the activity directors?
Yes, I
Because
do.
they do have an organization, which is wonderful.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, is go
Okay.
down to the Country Villa, Oxnard Manor.
Correct.
Well, Country Villa has a lot of these facilities, and in January I think I will be going down to their meeting.
I love this. You have no idea. This is such a
Well,
treat for me.
we just need to have more exposure is basically
Absolutely.
it. And we've been doing this for over 9 years.
Okay, Maria, I'm going to horn in here. Can I borrow her for my show? I actually do another show too. But I really would love to have you do that as well, because I think the more people that know about this
Yes.
wonderful service, it's so heartrending. I mean, these are our moms and dads,
That's
at our
right.
age. This is our folks, and I mean, this
That's
is
right.
such a great
See,
service.
This is my mother at age
Wow,
80.
do you resemble one another? My
Thank you.
goodness.
Thank
Wow.
Amazing.
But,
now,
uh,
did you show Rod the pictures that we had? We had a couple of pictures that Kay provided for us. So there we
Yeah.
go. Just
That's
that one.
unfortunately the way people
Yep.
sit in the
She's right.
nursing homes
And spend their time.
and spend their time.
So, Suz, thank you for your input with Kay in that regard.
I'm
'cause that's,
gratified. Thank you
I
for
think,
having me
of
meet
course.
Kay
Oh,
again.
because we're going to talk a little bit more in next segment about
Okay.
some of the senior issues. But Kay, and we've met through like the internet. I mean, I know we met in person at Us Girls, but it's like Kay was like, and I said, just hang in there. We're starting our show. We're going to feature a nonprofit minimum every day, give them their opportunity, and here it is.
It's wonderful, and I do appreciate this opportunity. And as I say, my company, Single Source Printing Graphics, provides a lot of this, and you can go to that website, and there's a link there, and that's printforyou.com, or go directly to lettersfromhomeinc.org.
And Kay Hodges is the creator and the proprietor and the inspiration behind Letters from Home.
With my wonderful husband.
And what's his name?
My husband's name is Fred.
Not Mr. Kay Hodges.
No, definitely not.
Like
No.
Mr. Suz.
His name is, and he is the reason. God has been so good to me, is giving me this husband that adores me, has provided me with this family that I write about, and how could I not pay God back by doing something like this?
Lovely. That's why this world's a better place. Thank you, Kay.
People like
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, some more senior moments, which I experience with Suz.
I get those every day.
You're watching
Okay.
KADYTV.com.
The Maria Sanchez Show is about the county, by the county, and for the county. Whether we are simulcasting live from the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, checking in with the leaders of our communities, hearing from our elected officials, helping to promote public safety, preparedness, and wellness. We are here for the needs of Ventura County. The Maria Sanchez Show is also about entertainment and events, sharing information, creating awareness, and supporting those in need. Won't you join us as we rewrite the rules of local television on the Maria Sanchez Show at www.kadytv.com.
My glasses? Here. Oh, we're going to be focusing in on looking.
Welcome back to the Maria Sanchez Show right here on KADYTV.com. A few things that I want you to remember was Thursday we're going to be at Ivy Lawn Memorial Park, 10:30 in the morning. We'll be broadcasting the ceremonies, and then we're providing an opportunity for anybody who has a deployed loved one, friend, neighbor, whatever in the world to come on KADYTV.com and say, hello, thank you, love you, how are you, whatever. So we're going to be doing that on Thursday. We're also going to be a week from this Thursday simulcasting from the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library, President George W. Bush, number 43. He is coming into Ventura County to speak. Today began his blitz of his book tour. He was on Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, and he's making all the rounds. And yes, he's including Ventura County in those rounds. So his book I have yet to get, but when you go to the Reagan Library on the Thursday that's coming up, they will be selling it there, which is where I bought Condoleezza Rice's, because we simulcast her speech last month. I'm almost done with that book. It's actually very fascinating. What an amazing woman she is. And she's like 50, I think she's going to be 55 this month. So those are two things that we wanted to keep you posted on as well. Now we've got Suz Montgomery in studio with us. Suz just joined us with the Kay Hodges Letters from Home, which talk about synergy. It wasn't by accident that I didn't. It was by design that I included you.
I guess you did, because all of a sudden I'm going, wow, this woman, I recognize this woman, but I don't recognize her. She does very similar things that we do in our classroom. We do biographies in our classroom, but she's doing something where she's connecting with seniors on a level. And I think I've explained this to you before. Just Maria and I have talked, just interpersonally here, about a lot of seniors are actually warehoused in facilities. And a lot of times their kids, out of well-meaning or maybe neglect, don't go to see them. Well, that breaks my heart. Yeah. I mean, it totally breaks my heart. They're missing them at their best. This is when they're the most comfortable and they're settled in their lives. But unfortunately, the kids, maybe because they feel like maybe mom and dad are being taken care of so well, they don't need to go and disturb staff. Au contraire, go see mom and dad. It's really important that you do. And
But what Kay does with her organization, Letters from Home, is provide that hometown feel
absolutely.
to people. And so we're challenging Ventura County. Let's make sure that all of our facilities have somebody getting a letter to folks
I think that's
that
a
are
great
there.
project.
And I know Suz will help promote that. But a feature that Suz is going to serve on our program is she's going to visit with us every week because she is tapped into that population, as you so
They're my babies.
lovingly called it, and talk about the issues that they may be having. Now, obviously, you can't generalize about any segment of the population. I don't
No.
care if they're tweens or adolescents or preschoolers or boomers or Xers
But they all have
or
separate
Ys.
issues.
But there is a commonality that
It
goes.
is.
Now, and we had a conversation yesterday, and you were talking about how the boomers are. Where are they? You were saying 1945 is the beginning?
1945 to about 1960.
So do the math for me. Means 45 is their how old?
well, I'm
About
in there. I'm 62.
60.
So my age people that are the boomers.
That's the beginning of the boomers, and I'm in the boomers too.
And my middle brother Patrick is the tail end at 1960. He's 40. What is he?
He's like 48,
yeah, whatever.
9,
Somewhere. He's almost 50.
whatever.
So
Look at us
he's
do
in
the
there.
math. But the boomers have been described as a football going through a garden hose. Because
Whoa.
everything that was before and everything after will never be the same. And that's what the impact has been, is that when we started getting into our senior years, suddenly 60 was the new 40.
Well, we
And
are.
I mean,
in
all
charge
that
now,
kind
yeah.
of thing that, people wouldn't. I know I have a woman, she runs a company, she's got her PhD, her master's, and her MBA here in Ventura County, and at the age of 71, she's getting divorced.
Oh
And
my
it's her
God.
decision. And she said, everybody says, what are you doing? You're so old. And she goes, you know what? It's not working. And I'm done putting up with and tolerating
Well,
being
good for her.
stepped on and put down and told I'm
Took
fat
her that long
and
to
everything.
get there, huh?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that you would never, if you think like, give it up after, at
Yeah.
that point. So life, we're recreating it and we're making it our own. And so Suz is going to help bring that to the Maria Sanchez show, with providing us into a window in that life. So you may be a senior and you can say, nah, that's not how it is, or that's exactly how it is. You may have somebody that you love or care about that's a senior. Maybe it'll provide you an opportunity to have some more relatability, or
Sure.
as you were saying.
Or resources like Kay.
Right.
I mean, there's things out there that weren't available years ago. And now that we have the internet, thank God we have the internet, you're on TV, and being able to say this to millions of people, that there are resources out there. And that's what I'd hope to bring into the show. There's resources, there's people, ways to find out what you need to get. And we're going to actually be able to deliver some interesting information like Kay just had with us with her Letters from Home. But other things, because the real seniors today are not real seniors today. My average age senior is probably around 90 years old, but they're not really 90 years old. They're really like 25 years old. I'm the oldest one in the room because they are so young at heart. And I think that, people are acting younger these days. I mean, just because of the way we're living. I think there's more advantages to being older now than it was when our parents were younger.
Mm-hmm.
And it's quite a bit different. It's a different world. And so hopefully we can enlighten you and educate you and show you there's other choices.
And there's an adage that I love too, is that you don't have to die sick.
No, you do not.
And if you take good care of yourself and you do the right things, like you mentioned, because I attended Suz's class last week, and there were a couple 99-year-olds there.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Ambulating, sharp as
Ambulating.
tacks,
Sharper than we are.
opinions like you can't believe.
Oh, yeah.
And not shy about it. In fact, I was with a businessman yesterday, and he told me that a client of his is 104 years old, a woman. She walks in to do business. He's a notary public, one of the things he does. He says she's hilarious. She just keeps things moving, and he finally said to her, so what's your secret? And she said, don't worry about anything. It always takes care of itself.
Well, that's probably very good advice. That's very good
So
advice.
there, you have an attitude
Well,
to
do
take
you
home with
either
you.
give it up or you just
You
learn
just
to
let
live
it
on
go.
it?
Well, or it's called let it go. You know what? One way or the other is going to work out. You do the best you can, and then.
Well, can you control it? No.
No, right.
So let's give it up. She's right.
So this is Suz Montgomery. She is infamous for her schmooze with Suz. that is on the TDC network.
TDC, in every community, it's on a different station, but we've been on 29 years and still going. It's amazing. I don't look 29, do I?
No,
But
but she's an
actually,
inspiration
we're
to us
having
too. Yeah. And again, we'd like to invite you to let us know about causes, concerns, promotions, events, as much good news as possible on our website. Contact us. We read every email that comes in, and that does help us provide fodder for our programs in the future. Thank you so much for watching the Maria Sanchez Show here on KADYTV.com with in-studio guest Suz Montgomery. We will see you tomorrow.